My name is Modeo Kasanga. I am the current chair of the Kenya Private Schools Association. I took office in 2016 and again in 2018. Kenya Private Schools Association, other than me being an official, is beneficial for me because we run schools. And for the longest period since we started our schools, this was the body that we signed up for. It was the only body to sign up to deal with all matters private schools for us. By virtue of just being there, so that private schools know that there's a body that deals, that takes care of their issues, that is an achievement in itself. And I think that is even more so important in this 25th year. A member school benefits from just having specific issues that are only unique to private schools taken care of. Education in Kenya is the biggest budget item in the ministry. It is very easy to be forgotten in that mass. And we have seen how some government policies have come and failed. Through KPSA, programs are succeeding. Teacher training is succeeding, especially for the new curriculum, for the digital learning program, for all these programs that the government rolls out and doesn't have the capacity sometimes to even train their own teachers. KPSA comes in as a coordinating body to ensure that private schools get the best of both worlds, of what the government offers as well as what we ourselves as private schools offer for ourselves. Now, at the age where the association has reached, we are now reaching out to even other ministries to try and collaborate and bring together the synergies of different stakeholders. For instance, we are in talks with the Ministry of Health and the NHIF to extend the government cover for private school children under the universal healthcare pillar of the government ambitions to achieve universal health. We are reaching out to the Ministry of ICT to streamline issues of ICT, student registration, all those matters. We are doing these cross-cutting issues as KPSA, not as individual schools, not as Modeo as the chair of KPSA, but as KPSA. And we are helping give prompt feedback on programs such as the new curriculum. We are able to mobilize very quickly and get regular feedback on uptake, on efficiency, on the suitability of the curriculum even. So KPSA at 25 years old is now able to have the organization to be able to reach so many stakeholders. KPSA is not a rigid body. So, for instance, way back in 2002, 2003, we realized that there was a new generation of school owners coming up, and a lot of them may not even be teachers to begin with. And we came together as a second generation owners of schools. And today we are finding that a lot of schools are seeing themselves existing for longer because they have incorporated their second generation into the running of the school. We are seeing new ideas coming into schools. We are seeing schools getting upgraded, growing very fast because of the infusion of and the fact that the association is able to accommodate this next generation who are not the ones who actually own the schools. So KPSA is adaptive and can sense the future, and it does collaborations with other associations that deal with so many other things to bring that, to keep that relevance and to keep up to date with everything that's happening in education. I have seen the country. I have traveled to corners of the country that I would never have gone. I have met school owners operating schools in places where there is no government. I've seen school owners working against odds that are impossible. I've seen school owners giving back to society in ways that are amazing. I've seen Kenyans being Kenyans and doing the best they can with what they have.
My name is Rosbella Nerima Ojiambo, and I am the chair lady of the Nairobi County. It's called the Super County. And I also am a director of Good Testimony Group of Schools, domiciled in Embakasi. Yeah, actually when I joined the association, I had a few challenges whereby my school was young. As I told you, I started in about 1999, and it was just about 5 years old. I had not yet gotten to class 8, but I had not yet gotten my registration. And getting registration that time was like an uphill task. You were applying from the government and you don't seem to get the right feedback. So when one of our members, specifically I would like to mention her because she really did a great thing for introducing me to the Kenya Private School Association. This was the Talent Junior Academy Director, Mrs. Omondi, who introduced me to the association, and actually I got to get advice from our then chair on how to go about registration, and encouraged me and told me actually, do not be worried because the government should not be registering an idea. You must have a practical school for you to be registered. Otherwise, if you went to the government with an idea, how would they come and inspect an institution which was not in existence? So do not feel afraid and just go on step by step and you'll get registered. I was then only 3 years shy of doing the first KCP, and for sure I got registered under the guidance. And to me, I've encouraged many more people that whenever they have challenges, it is better when you're dealing with people who have the experience than staying in your own cocoon and suffering the problems which seem to be very simple to others. That we are celebrating 25 years today. I've seen KPSA grow from when an AGM could hold 15 members within a hall, those years of 2004, 2005. And I'm seeing KPSA when we can hardly find a hall that can accommodate all of us in an AGM. To me, I would like to tell the people out there, because we are not yet 100% represented within Kenya, that if you run a school and you're not in KPSA, you are running a lone game. You're walking in a tunnel that there is no light at the end of it. So come out of the isolation and join the winning team.
My name is George Mudanyi. I'm a director of Mombasa Group of Schools. Mombasa Group of Schools is found in Western Kenya. The school started in Vihiga, and now we've grown, we've expanded to Kisumu. We run from preschool, primary, up to high school. We've enjoyed very many benefits by being members of Kenya Private Schools Association. There are so many, but just to mention a few. For example, previously when the government waived the payment of examination fee for Kenya KCPE and KCSE, for some time we continued paying examination fee for our candidates. But KPSA had to lobby until the ministry yielded, and right now all our students are exempted from examination fee, something that would not have happened if the association did not lobby.
Well, my name is Bishop Dr. Joseph Murupos. I come from West Pokot County. I'm the chairman of the branch, and in our county we have about 60 schools that are private. Some are strong and some have just begun. I am a little bit struggling to put up on structures. The Kenya Private Schools Association is doing an amazing job trying to collect the pieces, trying to bring our people together. And on the other hand, the schools they come up with do excellent. They produce the best students so far. And the efforts they are putting in is so enormous. It is really a sacrifice.
My name is Harriet Kariambutura. Currently, I'm the chair of Kiambu County. I am also the chair for Ruiru Sub-County. I also chair the Nairobi region. First of all, if you look at the Education Act, some of the changes which are there, it is because of our input. We have done a lot of input. And currently, the Education Act is being reviewed. We are there. The CBC, that is the competence-based curriculum, we are also there. In fact, we started from the scratch. We put a lot of input. In the Act of Education, NEC, Kenya National Examination Council, we also hand our say there because we are recognized. And I'm happy even in the TSC, because all these umbrellas, we call them sagas, within the Ministry of Education, they have listened to us, and when we go through it, we can see, oh, they have captured actually most of what actually we put it. There are actually a whole chapter within the CBC, which is actually talking about private schools. Nothing else. It's a whole thing whereby you are reading about private schools, which is a big gain for us. My parting shot is that I have no regret by joining Kenya Private School Association, and I will just urge the people there to embrace Kenya Private School Association. As a leader also, I know there are so many challenges which we go through, because sometimes our members whom we lead, they expect a lot from us. They think that we are the ones who are moving. If they want the ministry to do this, if it's not done, they keep on blaming us. You are not telling them, you are not doing this. It's really a challenge. And I also want to encourage even my fellow leaders, the county chair or wherever they are, to have that feeling that it's okay, the members not to get their expectation, but we do our best. Sometimes it becomes so chaotic because now we are told you are not telling the ministry from one. Like now the government is saying that 100% transition to secondary schools. And then here we have secondary private schools. So we are asked, why are you not lobbying? We want to also to the Form 1s, but they should also understand that some of them are policy, which are mainly the government. So I would wish that as far as they have given us that leadership, to allow us to lead them. I also want to, my parting shot also is that my other leaders just endeavor to do the right thing. These people, they have trusted us in leadership. They have given us the mantle. It is our time. A time will come when somebody else will come. But when we are there, we do our best. Let's support our national office, and because the fight is won by people who are together. Remember, when you are together, you fight more. And then when you are not together, you are easily separated. And that will be a crack, which will be bad for us.
My name is David Toet, and I'm the chairman of Kenya Private Schools Association, Kericho County. My school is Chepkolon Green Highlands Academy. Actually, I have two schools. I also have a school which we started last year by the name Chepkolon Premier School. We've been members of the association for some time now. Kericho was launched by Gusii branch. We were affiliated to Gusii branch at the beginning because there was no membership of the association in Kericho. So we worked with Gusii for about 2 years, and then we started recruiting members in Kericho. It was not a very easy thing to do, but we got the number that could help us start Kericho branch, according to our constitution. And we requested head office to launch Kericho branch, and we were launched in the year 2006. The association has helped us to network with other schools, and to an extent that even when we take tours, you know, when we move out of Kericho to go, for example, to Mombasa. Mombasa is a long journey, and it is not easy to go one way. So because of, you know, the friends that we've created in the association, you can come from Kericho, go to Machakos, a school in Machakos. You have your students or pupils sleep there. The next day you move on to Mombasa. When you get to Mombasa, it is the same thing. We also get schools coming to maybe going for tours to Kisumu. They come and use our facilities in Kericho. Proprietors of private schools who've not joined the association are losing a lot. They are losing a lot because when seminars are organized, they may not participate in those seminars. When benchmarking trips are done, they do not. When we have government officials coming to talk to us and they are not there, they don't get the information that will assist them run their schools. And there are many things that they are missing. So I would encourage every member or every proprietor of a private school to be a member of the association, because the association has done many things for us, including the 4-month selection. If it were not for the association fighting for, you know, that space for our children to be selected to good schools, we would not have achieved that. So it is good for them to join the association so that we can all benefit from what the association is doing.
My name is Margaret Koileken. I'm the chairperson Kenya Private Schools Association from Narok County. I also sit in the County Education Board to represent the interest of the private schools in Narok County. I'm a director of a school called Legacy Heritage Schools based in Narok Town. Being a member of Kenya Private Schools Association, we have been able to benefit. I've benefited as a person and as a director of a school, because when I established the school in 2003, I didn't actually know where to fall to in case of any challenges, and the challenges that the proprietors or rather the directors of private schools face is enormous, because you establish a school alone. Some of them do not even have the teaching background, and you are left on your own. And if you compare a private school and a public school, they're anchored by the government. So you have the support staff coming to you to make sure that you succeed. But as a private school, you are left on your own, and you face the challenges. And that's why the Ministry of Education registers a private school. You are given the provisional certificate that lasts you for about a year and a half, because in most cases they think you might not see there may be another year before you collapse, because many of them actually collapse because you lack the advice, you lack the technical skills. Sometimes you face a lot of even emotional problems. So the association has really built my capacity, and it has really enhanced me, especially coming from the marginal areas like Narok County, where we were the first founders of private schools. And they stood there for me, and they were able to give me the technical skills that I needed. I've attended so many seminars both locally, regionally, and even internationally. I've gotten that exposure. And I believe if it were not for the Kenya Private Schools Association, I would not be here today to say the goodness of it. So I am here as a beneficiary, and I've even encouraged so many of the upcoming schools in Narok County to be members of the association. And besides the capacity building seminars that I've been able to attend, I've also been able to benchmark with the very good schools in the country and even outside the country. It has also given me the opportunity to know which kind of resources that I would require for the school, and especially the technology. I've been able to use technology in my management, and it has really enhanced the service delivery that simplifies what a school, how the best practices that should be applied in a school. There are many memorable experiences that I've had in KPSA. One, it has been able to give me an opportunity to interact with the international standards. I've been able to go to Malaysia. I've gone to Dubai. I've gone to South Africa. I've actually toured the world. The only continent that I've not been able to step in is Australia, and I'm sure with KPSA I'm going there. Right now we are preparing ourselves to go to the United States of America to go and see how CBC is being applied in the most developed country of the world. So you can imagine, if I was just on my own, I would not be able to explore that opportunity on my own, but with the KPSA it has given me that platform. Oh yeah, we do. We work together. For example, when it comes to activities, we work together. And when it also comes to like setting of education standards, we also work with the public schools. And where you find a private school being, you'll always find a public school, or even 2 or 3 public schools next in that neighborhood. And if you perform well, all of them will come to you for benchmarking. They will ask you, what practices are you putting in place? What is it that you are doing such that with even meager resources, you are able to excel? So we have been able to share, and there is a lot we have been able to do, like the CSR, where I come from. I've opened doors for many schools to come and visit and benchmark with us. These are children from the same community, the same environment, facing the same challenges, the same challenges, be it climatical conditions and all the other challenges that our community may be facing. So we are one. So I would only urge that we all work together so that we don't say this is a private school, that's a public school, because by the end of it all, when we all grow up and we start serving our country, nobody cares where you went to school. What matters is the service that you are giving to the community. I would say that I would call upon all the managers of private schools, directors of private schools, to join the association so that we can have a platform through which we can be able to address our concerns. The other thing is that I would urge our government, as we can make Kenya to be an education hub once all of us are together, because we have seen countries that were even behind us, like Malaysia, they became education hubs for countries offering curriculum from all over, and our children have even been going there. I know Kenya has the power of doing that, but if we can unite and support one another, so that we support the private sector, we support the public schools. I'm sure we can also make Kenya to be an education hub.
My name is Mr. Ndoro Peter, and I'm the CEO of the Kenya Private Schools Association, and I'm in charge of the day-to-day operations of the Secretariat of Kenya Private Schools Association. First of all, I'm a teacher by profession. So when I joined KPSA, I think I liked the fact that I'm working towards influencing the outcome of education for our country. And because KPSA is about improving on education, I decided to be in KPSA. KPSA has very many achievements, but the one that I'll consider as the greatest achievement so far is the recognition by government and recognition by private schools that KPSA is the single voice for the private sector. We worked very hard to ensure that the government recognizes the role that Kenya Private Schools play and the need for it to work with Kenya Private Schools Association to reach out to private schools. We also appreciate the fact that the private schools have recognized KPSA as the sole representative body to reach out to the government and the other private sector players with the interest in private schools as their sole and single representative body. Working with the government, I would say, has been very interesting. And I'm using the word interesting because sometimes it is easy, sometimes it is difficult. There are times when the government does not believe in the private sector representation in matters of education, because there are certain people who think that education is for public and therefore the private sector are just there to make money. But there are those who believe that the private sector has been a complementary partner and it has been easy working with them. But for those who do not believe in the private sector, it has been very difficult to convince them to accept the Kenya Private Schools Association and the private schools as that body that is working with the government to expand access to education. So for us as private schools, it has been a mixed feeling working with the government. But we appreciate this far that the working relationship between the private schools and the government has been very smooth. But of course, it has come at a cost. You know, the biggest misconception about KPSA is that private schools are dealing with children from the rich. That is far from the truth. In fact, private schools cater for the needs of everybody in society, from the poor of the poor to the rich of the rich. So Kenya Private Schools Association, people have had misconception that private schools cater for the needs of the rich. That is not the truth. That has been the greatest misconception. But we are happy that every other day we are managing to convince very many other people that private schools is not about the rich, is not about the poor, but it's about the Kenyan child. And therefore we need to work with everybody. And soon, most of us across the country will get to understand that private schools is for the good of the country. The future of the Kenya Private Schools Association is very bright, because as we progressively move towards the implementation of the new curriculum, KPSA is taking the central role in facilitating our schools to enable them to integrate and implement the new curriculum in the best possible way. Private schools will become very competitive when we fully implement the new curriculum. Kenya Private Schools Association, because we have numbers in private schools, we are going to decongest the public sector. And as a result, we are going to improve on quality education. So our members, the government, and any other stakeholders should expect great things from Kenya Private Schools Association going forward in terms of improving access and improving quality of education in our country. our members and private schools in general, karibuni sana to our conference that we hope will be very beneficial to the cause of private schools going forward. Asante sana.